there we go. Yay! I want to see how this looks. Bit rate's not bad. Just need more lighting in like an area where it's like maybe that looks better. Whew. What? Girl. Anyway. Okay, make sure. Organics.com. And then we have Twitch. Testing out the system. Looks like everything's good though. Okay. Diamond Monroe. Organics. Twitch, we get money. Oh my gosh. Can y'all see me? Of course y'all can see me. Started like 2 minutes ago. Tripping. Trying to watch from like my phone. That way I can monitor y'all's comments. But then again, I got a monitor up where I can see y'all's comments too. So that makes it better. So I was trying to like test out like the system. You know, I haven't been live on this for about a few days, so I just really wanted to give it some time. Because last time I was on it was like a little bit blurry. It's doing better with this light, but just needs to catch it all though. But hi guys, if you were on the live, I want to say about literally 30 minutes ago, I was on the live with my phone. I'm now live with our with our streaming software, and so the I'm usually talk about the pin product, just did pin down below though. What you see down below, it enhances thinning areas. Let me talk to y'all right here because I'm getting confused with the monitor and forget y'all right here. Enhances thinning areas, promotes stimulation, and boosts hair thickness for all hair types. So I'm going to show two different sides on how you can, well, basically, two different sides that you can choose from when, using the product, right? Or choosing from which one you want to add to your cart. So this is the 4-ounce bottle right here. She's going to last you about 2 to 3 months. And this is the 8-ounce bottle. She's going to last you about 4 to 6 months, right? So, essentially, again, enhances thinning areas, promotes stimulation, and boosts hair thickness for all hair types. For the ones who've never been here before, hello. I know I got right into it, assuming that this is like my last crew of people. I need to do better with that. But anyway, I am the CEO and founder of Diamond Monroe Organics, and so I am Diamond Monroe. This is my product you see pinned down below, and I always give back my background story on why I do what I do. So whenever I was 14 years old, I suffered from heat damage, and when I suffered from heat damage, there was absolutely nothing on the market that was bringing my hair back to life, and so I essentially just utilized natural things that I could get out of my fridge, took my mom's kitchen bowls, and began to whip up products of my own. when doing this, I noticed that there was a big change. Well, not necessarily a big change, but it was enough of a change to be like, okay, my hair was getting healthier. Just enough for me to like continue to be consistent with the product, right? Or what I was doing. And so I want to say about a year and a half later down the road, I was a sophomore in high school during COVID, and I decided to blow dry my hair. When I blow dry my hair, I noticed that like it had tripled in size. Not only did it get thicker, fuller, and healthier, the density, everything was just large, right? And so I wasn't the only one that noticed it. It's different like when somebody else noticed it. And so when I want to say I posted my hair on Snapchat, people were sliding up asking me what it is that I did to get my hair that way, and I was giving them a rundown of what they could do for themselves. And so I was like, hey, try this, that, and the third, like give them all these ingredients. And so around the 8th, 10th person I was giving these ingredients over to, right, that's in this pin product down below, right, I had stopped and was like, oh my gosh, this is my company. So I started my company literally, I want to say a month later. And so I sold out the very first day when starting my company. And so essentially after that, I want to say my company went haywire. Like people were like asking, basically like to meet up here and there. Because again, we were still quarantined and it was mainly people in my city. And it was like spread through word of mouth, right? And so with that being said, I had received one of my first before and after. Somebody had posted it willingly on their own Snapchat story, and that's when people were like really wanting my product. And so, safe to say, I was on cloud nine for some time, but it's sad to say also that that high came down to a low whenever I decided to color my hair, and I broke my hair clean off all over again. And so, when breaking my hair off, I had to start back at square one. And so, starting back at square one was really discouraging, but I know I had to roll through the punches because I was already advised not to do it, and I went ahead and did it anyway. So I was like, okay, you're in it now. What are you gonna do about it? You can't reverse it. And so it took me about 2 years to grow my color completely out. So it was like I want to say year of 2021 when my color damage was in full throttle. 2023 was whenever it grew out, right? And so I didn't really accomplish the goal that I had in mind. That was essentially just get my hair back to what it originally looked like post heat damage. But I did did come to the realization, okay, like let's focus on doing that like after this, right? So we got the color out, and so phase one is over with. Now it's going to phase two, essentially just getting the thickness, the density, and the length all back again, right? And so that's what I did. And so obviously I think there's a picture. Hold on, and let me make sure, because I know the camera shows my face and the monitor itself shows like the layout and stuff like that. But let me see. Okay, yeah. This the picture that you see in the corner right here is essentially what I achieved in the I want to say in the matter of like 2 years, right? And so I got that in 2025 after 2 years of growing my color out. From 2023. And so yeah, so that's my story. I suffered from two different damages and I brought it back twice. And so in this live I'm going to be elaborating a little bit on like how you can utilize it, 3 different ways on how you can utilize it, how you can put it on your hair shaft, your scalp, all that stuff, right? So that you can receive the best benefits possible. And feel free to ask me any questions. I'm looking at what you see me like putting my eyes on right now is literally like the monitor to make sure there's questions being asked. That way I can answer them in a timely manner whenever somebody asks a question, whatever. If I need to repeat anything, y'all let me know and I will be happy to do so. But yeah, so the two sizes that we do have available right now are 4 ounce and 8 ounce bottle. 4 ounce bottle gonna last you about 2 to 3 months. 8 ounce bottle gonna last you about 4 to 6 months. Okay, so that's for my people who are wondering like, okay, like what sizes are available. So this is what the 4 ounce bottle looks like, right? So again, it's gonna last you about 2 to 3 months. I'm hoping that it focuses because I know my face is in it. Can y'all see that? This is the 4 ounce bottle. She's gonna last you about 2 to 3 months. And this is the 8 ounce bottle. She's gonna last you about 4 to 6 months. Okay, so she's a pretty decent bottle. As when I back rub, you can see that the actual size. The size of my freaking palm and my hands are pretty decent size. Alrighty, but anyway. So, first things first, I have my thank you card over there, but I'm going to elaborate on it. So, you are given a thank you card whenever you receive your package in the mail, right? So, it tells you everything you need to know from how often to how much you're going to utilize, right? So, if you have a small head size, you're going to apply 5 to 7 droppers full. If you have a medium head size, you're going to apply 6 to 8 droppers full. Larger head size, 9 to 12 droppers full. And after every application, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you range. You're going to make sure you massage your head for like, I want to say about 5 to 6 minutes minimum. You can go 9 to 10, you can go 30 minutes, whatever the case may be. But please know that the more stimulation, the better, because that's what, basically rushes that blood to those follicles, everything the hair follicle cell needs in order for it to grow and expand, right? And so I tell you to do that strategy every other day, right? So if you start on Monday, you're going to skip Tuesday, use it again on Wednesday, you're going to skip Thursday, use it again on Friday, you're going to skip Saturday. You're going to utilize it every other day, not every day. And again, on those specified days, you're going to make sure you range around your head size. So if you have a small head size, apply 5 to 7 droppers full. Medium head size, 6 to 8 droppers full. Larger head size, 9 to 12 droppers full, right? And after every application, you're going to make sure you massage for 5 to 6 minutes minimum. Alrighty, and so that's how you're gonna utilize it on your scalp. I do go over how you're gonna utilize it, like, you know what I mean, for moisture retention purposes as well. But that's essentially during the, like, the LCO method and lock method for the ones, like, who have bad, like, moisture, like, issues. Like, you can't, like, you lack moisture, and, like, you can't keep moisture in your hair for nothing, right? So essentially, I tell people you can also utilize the oil in a specific way, on your hair. I don't advise you doing it just by itself, because again, that's a recipe for disaster. What you're gonna do is you're gonna use it during the LCO method. So the O in the LCO method means oil. The LO in the lock method means oil as well. So the L stands for liquid, the C stands for cream, which is leave-in conditioner, O stands for oil. Alrighty. So first things first, what I utilize liquid, right? The liquid that I'm sorry, the L stands for liquid. That's what I meant to say. The L stands for liquid. The liquid that I utilize is aloe vera juice, right? So with that being said, I spritz my hair. I don't drench it. I damp it in aloe vera juice, and I make sure it's lathered up or soaked enough to basically go on with my leave-in conditioner. That way it can spread a whole lot better, right? And so with that leave-in conditioner, I then take like a dab of that and I put it on that specific spot that I am like focused on in that very moment, right? And so I put it on that part of my hair, and then I turn around. I take the oil, right? I took like 2 to 3 droppers full, and I put it on my hair shaft. I then take the that part of my hair and I begin to twist it up. Ideally, whenever you do the LCO method or lock method on your hair, you want to make sure that you twist up your hair, because that retains a whole lot more moisture. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be twist, but make sure it's like low manipulation, because that's what's going to keep that moisture intact in the hair, right? The less manipulation, the less tension, the better, right? And so with that being said, like, ideally, again, please do not leave your hair out when doing these methods, because that's basically defeating the whole entire purpose. And so with the LCO method and lock method, the lock method is basically the same way on how I just explained it. You're just going to switch the O and the C around, and please know, you're going to know if and which one you need to abide by whenever you, I want to say, do the water strength test, which essentially helps you find out your porosity, right? So low porosities do the LCO method, high porosities do the lock method, right? So if you are somebody who has low porosity hair, or if you don't know what porosity you are, you're going to take a strand of your hair, right? A clean strand, so make sure it's product free, oil free. You're going to drop it in a bowl of water, cup of water. Once you do that, you are then going to see if it sinks or if it floats. If it floats after 5 to 10 minutes, you have low porosity hair. If it sinks after 5 to 10 minutes, then you have high porosity hair, right? So that's how you're going to know which one you need to abide by. So if it sinks, you have high porosity, you're going to go by the lock method. If it floats, you have low porosity, you're going to go by the LCO method. Am I making sense? So that's how you're going to basically, like, determine which moisture retention method you need to abide by, and how best you can utilize the oil in your hair. And then you can essentially just utilize it as a hot oil treatment too. And I usually use it as a hot oil treatment prior to my wash days. Okay? And so that's basically like the simple like instructions on how you're gonna utilize it on your hair shaft and stuff. Just ran through it. Tonight was really like, I did just like want to just test out the camera to see how the bit rate was going, technology and stuff like that, because I gave it a break for a few days, but I'm assuming that it's going well. I know I'm live with y'all right now, and it looks like it's going pretty good, but I'm trying to see. Well, yeah, it actually has been going good. Everything is up to speed. Now, I will say, when I wave my hand, it's kind of delayed, but, well, not too delayed. Just looks like it could lag a little bit, but that's okay. It'll get better, I guess. But, anywho, again, this is the 4-ounce bottle. Okay. Ooh. That's the 4-ounce. Okay. And this is the 8-ounce. I did want to do it in like a, I want to make sure my Twitch is up to par right now. Oh, wow. Because it looks good on Twitch, but like, what is up with TikTok? My chat looks so clear on Twitch. What in the world? TikTok is like kind of like lagging. Let me see. I also do know I need a mic too. Oh my gosh, is it frozen? No, it's not. Okay. that's good. Thought we were frozen. Cause I'm looking at it from like a different angle on my phone, where I'm usually live, but it's not that bad. I'm just trying to test out everything. I don't know. This camera is kind of freaking. I want it to be clear. Like, what is? Woo! I'm supposed to be up in 5 hours to go live. Oh my gosh. Who is that? Who's that? Hold on, let me go to my TikTok chat. Hold on, give me a second. I got off of it. My bad. Hold on, I'm going back. I'm trying to see who commented. Can't see that far. Who's that? Is that applying pressure? Hi! Think I'm a moderator for. You know, I'm about to make myself a moderator for my business page. Hey, applying pressure. Just somebody say hey. Trying to get this, like, I wanted to stream vertical. Like, I wanted it to, like, be sideways, not horizontal, but it is what it is. Who is this? Yes. Oh, something else. Are perms bad for hair? Somebody just asked me that in the DMs. I would say so. Now that I said that out loud, I don't know if she's in the live right now, but I don't like perms. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Whew. I'm about to make myself a moderator right here. How do I do that? I can't do that right here. Oh my gosh. I have to do that. You know what? Yeah, I can. If I click live, live manager. What? How do I do that? Let me see. Confirm. There we go. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That way I can add, I can like, let me see, let me test it out. Let me see if I can. Why can't I pin comments? Did they take away the pin comment option? Cause I can't even pin a comment. Who is this? 25. Who is this? Who just at me? Hey, how are you doing? Hi, hi. What you doing? Somebody just at me. Did you mean to at me or like you had a question? Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. In the name of Jesus. I think I want a different camera. Either the bite rate is low, or because I don't like the way it's looking. I want a different camera. It's good that I'm testing this out though. Ooh, please don't fall. Because if I come up closer, it's like my face is clear. But if I back up, I don't know, y'all. And then it's delayed. What? Let me click on the product. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, I'm gonna watch it horizontal and see what it does. I don't like this. Cause it looked good on Twitch. My YouTube chat looked good. Twitch chat looked good. I may keep this for like on the go streams, but I'm gonna get something else for the desktop personally. That look good. Okay. Like when I'm up close like this, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's just not back up. Okay. Anywho, I think this is good enough. Who is that? Faster. What you trying to say? I see you said faster. I don't think your I think your comment got muted back. I really think it got muted. I can't see what you said. So who was that? Queen Jai? What I want you to do is I want you to ask your question one word at a time. Okay? Ask your question one word at a time. Okay? And what I mean by like growing faster than mine's LOL. What's growing faster than yours? What you mean by that? Why am I so close? What's growing faster than yours though? It's a real question. What you mean by that? It still didn't pick up on like what you said prior, cause it's not shown. My okay. So or your son hair growing faster than yours. Is your son hair shorter than yours? Essentially. Dang, that's tough. But is your hair son shorter than yours? With the oil? See, I understand. Sometimes my customers come back with results I ain't never heard of that I never received. Oh, I probably have received it, just didn't notice it. But yes, but it's all good. If it's shorter, it's I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I mentioned it. If it's short, if his hair is shorter than yours, it's gonna be more noticeable. That's it. It's like it's not that it's probably growing faster, just more so like it's more no. You know what I mean? It's like somebody that got a buzz cut. You know what I mean? And I got all this hair on my head. Of course, I'm gonna see the buzz cut his hair grow before I see, or somebody with a pixie. I'm gonna see like their growth before mine. Cause I had to blow dry my hair like this in the corner here, but so that I can see my results personally. But I noticed the difference. Period. But that's common though. Like my brother's hair, I'm not gonna lie. I know he never gonna catch up to me. He think he is, but he when I see his hair, every time he get his hair done, unravel like his like twist or whatever, I see his growth, right? And it made me a little because we in this like mini competition. It looked make me nervous. So I was like, hold on, I know his hair not longer than mine, but it be looking like it's catching up. Not to say my hair ain't make no noise though. You know what I mean? But I just can't tell like I can tell his because his is shorter than mine. We are a house full of athletes, so we're gonna be very very competitive. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Pookie Lean. Now Pookie Lean. Who just joined? What you get the 4 ounce or 8 ounce? I'm monitoring the chat through my phone right now. I'm trying to look at the computer too, but it's just too far. I think my best bet is just to look on here. Cause like the reason why I was up this close is cause like my camera catches every detail better. Like it looked clearer. But I don't think like I think if I turn my light on, I want to know what it will do. But it only looks like this on TikTok. It don't look like this on my Twitch right now. This is crazy. Play. Let me back up. Y'all, I love her oil. Make sure y'all get y'all product. Hey, Lantra. Let them know. I'm trying to get. It's crazy because like y'all react better with my lives on my phone. But I don't know what it is with the viewership when I'm on my stream. Like it's weird. I don't know if it's like a horizontal thing or like a vertical. I don't know, but like my views jump on my phone. So I'm just trying to get my crowd used to this because this is essentially what I invested my money in for. In so I could have this set up so that I wouldn't have to like because like case one is that my phone gets so hot whenever I'm live, but I don't mind going live with my phone. Just more so it's like convenience versus having like this whole entire setup. But I can go live on like all three of my platforms at the same time, which is what's the goal. Did I pause this? I did. I said, why is it so behind? Napuki Lean. Napuki Lean. I'm fresh up now. What is that? Oh, 4,000. I thought it was 60. 4,780 bottles sold. Wait, no, that's not bottles. I'm not. That's counter into the. Oh, 400. Okay, 45, 60. I was going to say. Okay, so I think we have our 4 ounce bottle available, 4 ounce triple, 4 ounce twins out of stock, 4 ounce quad in stock, 4 ounce signature family 5 in stock, and then we have our 8 ounce single, 8 ounce twin in stock. Good, 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 good. And this is what the product looks like in real time, y'all. Hold on. Get it though. Stop focusing on my face so y'all can see. Ain't she pretty? Like it's so clear when I look. I wonder what happened if I put my ZV1 up there. Mistake. Supposed to be live in 5 hours. I decided to go a little bit later. Diamond Monroe Organics B. Chanel, did you have a question for me, or like, did you mean to do that, or is it like muting your comment? You're trying to get my attention. What's going on? I know we talked a little bit about alopecia in the last live too, y'all. So like, if you guys have questions about alopecia, I can answer those as well. And you can't see the product on the bottom of the screen, click the baggie in the left hand corner near the comment, like near the what's it called, the where you leave comments at. Don't brush up and put on me. Something expired. What are you talking about? I'm trying to give myself gifts. Let's see if I can do that on my live. Oh no. I'm actually glad I got this monitor up, because y'all, what? I see Queen Jazz, I see Launtress, I see. I don't think she meant to do that. Whew. Cal? When will. What guidance do you have for alopecia? Um, where do I start? I'll say, so I don't know what alopecia you have. Like, do you know what alopecia you have? Do you know, like, again, there's 25 different kinds. And so I'm very specific on, like, stuff like traction, tension, trichotillomania, areta, androgenic, telogen, fluid, antigen. Do you know which one you have? Even if you don't, like, do you know when it occurred, like when it started? That's a big part of it, you know. Not me, my friend. She have a hard time with her. Okay, edges. Alrighty, is she always pulling her hair back? Is she always like braiding it up? Like, is it always in tight hairstyles? You know what I mean? Like, what is she doing? Where it's causing that alopecia? Because a lot of people, like, you'd be surprised how many people don't know why they have alopecia. And when I look at them, the first hairstyle. If I were to do consultation calls on half these people, right, I will see their hair in the sleep back bun. I have to lay off those for a little while if she does that. But do you know if she does any of that? Like, any of those hairstyles, very, very tight. She had any type of like chemical damage from color or perms. Somebody asked me earlier in my live, or DM, I think, is perms good for you or something like that? No, I wouldn't think so. I don't like perms at all. I don't like perms at all. Too much chemicals. And then on top of that, it ain't something like that burns your hair or makes it feel like real. That is chemical. That's a chemical reaction. Like, no. Some people develop alopecias from perms. I don't rock with it. But if in turn she's doing any of those things, I think her best bet is to lay off of those and probably aim towards something that's less tension and less manipulation. This will ensure that her hair really gives her scalp time to. There's no such thing as deflame. It's just how like all that inflammation on the scalp can cause a lot of it can cause nerve damage, right? And on top of I want to say on what's another one, prevention of growth, which essentially is that alopecia aspect. So that's a big part. But anytime a customer of mine that has alopecia is telling me they're doing these hairstyles, I always tell them not to, because if in turn you're going to utilize something to cure that problem, why are you running towards those very things that put you in that situation in the first place? You know what I mean? And so that's my honest opinion. What you should do, that's what I did. I kept my hair in 2-strand twists. I hid my bald spots with my hair, the surrounding hair around the areas that were affected. And I would just wait for that spot to grow back when utilizing my product, and that's it. But I stayed away from tight hairstyles that were essentially pulling out my hair. But yeah, That's the advice I would give regarding alopecia. And if in turn you give your friend some to borrow, right? Um, just in those specific areas, she'll utilize it the exact same way I tell you utilize it in your son. You know what I mean? I hope that answered your question. And that's another thing too. I don't know if y'all was here when I was going over the big book details, but I am working on a. That's why I wasn't live all day Saturday. I wasn't live Sunday, of course. We don't work on Sundays. But I wasn't live yesterday either. Yesterday was Monday, right? I wasn't live. But I was going over the book details today in the live about 30 minutes ago. So it's a hair growth journal guide. If you're really, really serious about your hair growth, you'll invest in that journal. And this is basically how you're going to, when you get it, it's like it gives you like hair education, it gives you like a workbook, a journal, like, you know, food meal plans, literally a guide on how you're going to receive your hair growth. And with that being said, I give you the whole entire puzzle in one workbook so that you guys can, like, I'm talking about, there's nothing else you need other than those methods that are included in that book. But that will be released to you guys. I'm aiming for like the first weekend in August. No, I'll just direct to your page. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. You know what I mean? That ain't selfish at all. Does it grow faster? I wouldn't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. My experience with Batana oil, from things I've heard, right, smells like burnt coffee, and it's too thick, right? So essentially, I'm somebody with low porosity hair, so I'm already like bound to a lot of buildup. Not bound, I'll say. I'm already more prone to a lot of buildup, right? So I stay away from heavy stuff as much as possible. Batana oil can turn into a solid. Anything that can turn into a solid, I'm not putting in my hair because it's going to basically clog my pores. You know what I mean? And so, with that being said, I wouldn't be able to tell you yay or nay only because I have only been utilizing my product. Like, you have to understand, in the hair industry, there are waves of things that go viral. I think the last time it was like, what, coconut oil. The other times it was like, what? So you don't want to respond to my question? I should just get the guy. Lizzie, listen, guys. I want you guys to understand. TikTok is on its own planet. What I mean by that is there are comments that get muted that I cannot see. And if I have not read your question or your comment, it means it's been muted. I can't see. So, like, obviously, I can see what you just said now because nothing was muted that you were trying to say. But in your last question, there was something that got flagged that TikTok didn't allow to come through. Why, I do not know. But then again, when people are blocked or muted from my page, TikTok develops its habit to block out the words that that person decides to utilize. So it could be the words "the" or the words "my," right? Simple words like that, common words utilized in a sentence. Why, I do not know. But if I have not read your question out loud, I am not trying to ignore you. I simply cannot see it. So I would appreciate, please, y'all, don't jump down my throat. It's not intentional and it's not on purpose. Listen, I don't know y'all. Y'all don't know me. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing against y'all. So essentially, what I'm trying to say, you know, why would I ignore you? Um, but with that being said, I can continue to elaborate on the book if you need me to, but it won't be available for, I want to say, first weekend in August, like I said. Send me one word. So yeah, send one word at a time. So if your question's being muted, send one word at a time, kind of like what Jai just told you, right? So she did it earlier. Good night. Case point example, she said the oil was growing her son's hair like fast. I think wasn't that? I think that was it. And so case point example, she put um her son. And those are two separate comments, right? So word for word, each word in that one question or statement was its own individual comment. You get what I mean? So ask it like that, and I'll be able to put two and two together and see what you're really trying to ask. It is safe for kids. Yeah. The youngest ever utilized my product is a 4-month-old baby. Yeah. So, yes, your child can utilize it. They're 1, 2 years old. I think the only people that I exempt from utilizing it, if you tell me something like you have eczema, I know it's a no. People with psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, absolutely. Like I've seen it work on a variety of individuals over the years that I've been selling it. But eczema, no, because it's peppermint oil in the product, and I don't want any flare ups to occur. How to oil. Properly. Okay. Where my card at? A memento. Let me grab my card because we were live at the desk earlier, and my stuff is over there. Okay. Listen up. Okay. This is what you're gonna do. This is your instructions card. Okay. And so you see this beautiful picture. Amazing photographer did a phenomenal job. But on the back of it, after we finish glamoring at the at the picture, we're going to look at these instructions. Okay, so this instruction is going to tell you everything you need to know from how often to how much you're going to utilize. So if you have a small head size, you're going to apply 5 to 7 droppers full each and every time. Okay, if you have a medium head size, 6 to 8, larger head size, 9 to 12. Right? And after every application, you're going to make sure you massage for 5 to 6 minutes minimum. And you're going to do that on the every other day method that I have my customers on, okay? So it's so easy. I give you these instructions because it's so easy to over oil. And it's so easy to clog your pores. And it's so easy to cause a lot of buildup, right? And so with that being said, I tell you to do it every other day, not every day. So if in turn you utilize it on Monday, right, you're going to skip Tuesday. Utilize it again on Wednesday, you're going to skip Thursday. Utilize it again on Friday, skip Saturday. And so vice versa. If you start on Tuesday, what you going to do? Skip Wednesday. Utilize it on Thursday, skip Friday. Utilize it on Saturday, skip Sunday. Utilize it every other day. You know what I mean? And so that's the strategy I have been abiding by for about, I want to say, how many years now? Just use it every other day. I can't think of the number because I don't get me lying. Okay? But yeah, so it's every other day, not every day, okay? That's how you're going to utilize the product. Pretty simple, straight to the point. But just, I give you all those instructions because I don't want you to clog your pores, essentially. Alrighty? Very lightweight, non-greasy oil can become very, very heavy if you overdo it. Okay? Absolutely. And so, speaking of the book, do I make this oil? Yeah, this is mine. So, I know I'm in a chill mode right now. I'm in my streaming, setup. And so, usually I'm on my phone in front of a big old pot with a big old black cloak on so I don't get no oil on my clothes. But this is my chill zone and where I still talk about the product all while, connecting with you all, right? But I've been selling the oil for about 6 to 7 years now. It was birthed from a heat damage journey. And so my business and all, the vision of it was I suffered, coming from me suffering from both heat damage and color damage. And I broke my hair off twice, essentially what I just told you, and then I brought it back twice. And so I come on here and I tell people to give them the rundown, basically what I learned from, things that I've learned over the years and learned from my own experience. And so I will say from the things that I have learned by book, it has nothing on the experience part. Nothing on the experience part. And so experience is still the greatest teacher. And so with that being said, I've been actively growing out my hair for about 9 years now after basically trying to recover from heat damage first at 14. So I'm 23 now, right? But anyway, yeah, this is my product. I actively started selling on TikTok Shop about, I want to say, actually June 29th to be exact. June 29th. That's when I remember my order sheets had said so. And so it's one of my first times, basically selling the oil on here. And so, but I've been actively selling it for about 6 to 7 years. Alrighty, so any testimonial that you see on my page that I post will be a blend of new testimonials and the testimonials that I've carried over the past years, But yeah, so this is my product though, essentially. But just to elaborate more on the book, right? So I'm excited about that, guys. I'm super excited. And I say all that just to say, again, I wasn't live all day Saturday and I was not live Monday. Of course, I wasn't live Sunday, but I was working on it, right? So it's going to be a very meaty book. And so y'all know when we get the rundown of everything, when it comes to the health part, the gut and the vitamins, all this other stuff, I provide self-made recipes for DIY masks that strengthen the hair. It's a hydration series, it's a protein series, and a tea rinse series, right, for the hair. And then I do the same thing. Well, the skin part's not in there. This is just a hair book, right? And so I will be selling it in bundles with the oil whenever it is available. But right now she's still the details are being worked out, making sure everything is crystal clear when it comes to instructions. Y'all are educated. I provide everything behind the science of the hair anatomy, along with the do's and don'ts, ingredients to stay away from that can damage your hair and cause a lot of dryness, right? And plus, you guys will be able to take this information, go in the stores, and it'll be like a physical book, okay, that you guys can have. So that way, whenever you're reading the what's it called, the food list, right, you can take it in the grocery store whenever you get your groceries, so you know what to get, so that you can basically enhance your iron intake or vitamin C or whatever the case may be. I have everything labeled out just for you so that you guys can know everything that you need in order for you to grow your hair, right? Hair growth is a puzzle. Yes, I give you something for scalp care, and yes, I will be coming out with a collection that I include shampoo, conditioner, all that other stuff. But it's that none of that means nothing when it comes to you not having what what's most important. That's the inside vitamins and stuff like that. And again, the diet has to be up to par, right? And so I'm giving you guys a guide that will essentially be built like this. Now, it will not look like this, but it'll be built like this, right? And there's accountability parts in there where like you have to check off if in turn you fulfilled that whole entire week of oiling your scalp, of taking your vitamins, of eating correctly. It's a 52-week calendar, progress checks. You even have a page in there that tests out, like, let's say you were like, monitoring your protective styles, like with feed-ins and stuff like that, right? So let's say you had some knotless braids. You see everybody getting their knotless braids done. You said I basically say like, oh, it grows hair fast or whatever the case may be. It could be miracle knots, whatever the case may be. You tried it and you're tracking what's going on as you have this hairstyle in your head, right? And so, case one example, let's say you take it out and you get a lot of shedding and it's like you get a lot of breakage and stuff like that. You would note in the book, okay, with this hairstyle, a lot of breakage, a lot of shedding, and you're noting it. So now you know what not to go to. Okay, it's either sometimes it's the hairstylist methods and applying and putting it in your head, but then again, sometimes your hair may not be able to retain that much tension, or not retain, but handle that much tension. Does that make sense? And so with that being said, you're gonna have all of that, the nitty gritty. I'm not up on my computer right now, so I can't tell you like what like the details of like all the pages, but like it goes more into depth whenever you purchase it, right? So when you get it in the mail, it's gonna have everything you need to know. That way you guys can like even when we go on a live, right, and you guys have the book, you'll be able to ask me questions in live. Like, Dad, what you mean by page such and such? I'm okay, let's go to it, right? I go to it and I elaborate on it and all that jazz. But everything it's like a textbook on the hair, right, and everything that's needed. And so I put all the information. I put my blueprints, right, on how I grew my hair over the past 9 years. Of course, utilizing the product as well in that journey in the routine. And then I give you guys like how I utilize it as a hair hot oil treatment, pre-poo, all that stuff, right? And the LCL method, lock method, all that jazz. It's a pretty good book, right? So that's just elaborate on the book. But that book is not going to be available to you all until, again, I'm aiming for the first weekend in August. I'm aiming, okay? But I will keep you guys updated, just in case any type of like, not what's the word for it? Any details need to be added to it. But essentially, yeah, so I think I answered all the questions on the live, though. Is there any more questions for me? I know I'm like not up close to the camera, not camera, but the monitor where I can't really see the comments from way back there. But I already answered your question. She said, "Did I make this oil?" I did. But yeah, so that's the book. But I'm really excited for it though. It's gonna be cute too. I'm trying to make it at least like 25 to 40 pages long, but it just all depends. And I think I'm gonna add like extra sheets at the end to where you guys, let's say you run out of like room on like one of the pages. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you like extra pages at the end so that you can like take notes on the free pages and stuff that doesn't have anything on it. But yeah. Woo. Lizzie said, thank you. Absolutely, Lizzie. I don't know if you're still here, if you heard all that, but I know you specifically asked about the book, too. I gotta remember, I gotta look at y'all, like, right here instead of, like, over there. Again, I'm so used to, like, being on my phone. It's ridiculous. It's 1:08. Ooh, I get up in, like, 4 hours to go live again. Trying to see if I should cut this live short. Did I answer everybody's questions, though? Just to make sure before I do get off. Because I know I'm supposed to be live at 5 a.m. 5:15 a.m. Not 5 a.m. exact. Well, no, I think it was 6 o'clock. I gotta get up at 5 just to be ready for the live at 6. Make sure I answer any question. Wanda. What you did. Yeah, you know I love you better. What time is it? 108? 109. So I'm gonna give it another minute before I do get off this thing. Okay, y'all. Mm. Mm. That's tough. Mm. Anyway, was it 1:10 a.m.? Okay, yeah, let's get like 4 hours of sleep, and that sounds terrible, doesn't it? But it's okay. Wake up, I'm gonna get back up, and I'm gonna grind this thing out. I will see you guys early in the a.m. when it's still dark outside, and yeah, I did just want to turn this on so I can get y'all used to this setup because I have been relying on my phone so much so because it's like it's not new yet. It's what y'all used to, and so I'm just trying to get like used to this, and plus like get my hours up on my Twitch and stuff like that. But anyway, essentially, I will see you guys later. Love you guys to life. I pray everybody has a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay. One of the products is hot. One of the products is hot. No, it can be used as a hot oil treatment, like prior to your wash days. You know what I mean? But that's just if that confuses you, then just drop that, right? We can elaborate that. We can elaborate more on that, right? Whenever you have the product, but it's just extra ways on how you can utilize it. But the primary way you utilize it is on your scalp, right? So if you utilize it you're gonna use it every other day, not every day, right? So if you use it on Monday, you're gonna skip Tuesday, use it again on Wednesday, skip Thursday, use it again on Friday, you're gonna skip Saturday. And on those days you're gonna range around your head size. So if you have a small head size, apply 5 to 7 droppers full. Medium head size, 6 to 8 droppers full. Larger head size, 9 to 12 droppers full. And after every application, you're gonna make sure you basically and yeah. And again, I'm gonna show you. Hold on, let me show you the side of this. Okay, so this is the 4 ounce bottle. It's gonna last you 2 to 3 months. And this is the 8 ounce bottle. She gonna last you 4 to 6 months. So you can see how big she is. It's pretty huge. Okay? Alrighty. I'll see you guys later. Oh, Jesus. Let me do that. Alright.